Now come back to part 6, which is for gold final transformation and loading. Here I have widgets, and every widget is having this reading silver traffic. So I'm going to read silver traffic from my part 11. Okay, I'm also reading this silver tables, which is having this categories, and going to create vehicle intensity column, which is just created here. Okay, so let's see, do I have anything load time columns? Yes, I am having this load time column as well. So writing data to gold traffic, yes, I can write this data table, and let's make sure you have this dev catalog here. So I'm going to run this cell so that I am having everything here, writing data to gold roads as well. So I'm going to create this data tables here, calling all the functions here. Okay, so if you are finding any error, which might be just because of this data table, so if you go back here, you can see this would be enabling my other parts. What is the part here? I'm missing these checkpoints. I'll have to make sure these checkpoints are also here. So I'm going to run this cell, and once we have created this part, I'm going to create this cell again so that I have this checkpoints. And now I'm going to writing gold traffic data into my traffic and here you can see this is showing gold traffic data set. Let's see, do I have ingested? Yes, I have all the columns. Do I have sample data? It's coming from left hand side. Yes, it's coming here. Still this file is running, which means this data is writing. So this writing is success. You can see gold traffic and gold roads is also here. Let's refresh this table, this catalog again. Now you have this gold road and gold traffic. Let's click on this gold road as well. You can see this, all these columns are properly showing here. Let's sample this data here. Yes, we had sampled this data set here. So this part 6 for gold final transformation. Okay, so let's see initial status of all tables before creating pipeline from workflow and before creating jobs and executing end-to-end flow. This is part 7, and here using this part 7 I want to see how many rows do I have here. So you can see this is having only 18,546. Let's see, let's upload some other files here and upload in this categories here. So let's see, I have road traffic, so I'm going to upload this road traffic, and let's say 3, 4, 5. I'm going to 3 files here, 3 CSV files. Let's upload. Now we had inside this file, inside this directory, we had so many roads and so many CSV files are here. So whenever I run this cell, it will show reflected value. Here you can see roads are only having these 76 rows. We had inside this traffic cells, we had all these only these 18,000 something, and we had other cells also. So at particular time we can come back here to check how many rows we have inserted in each file in bronze, silver and gold. And let's upload this 4 CSV file and now create this workflow section. Okay, for this I'm going to create this one. Here I can see this is showing my workflow part, and I'm going to create this workflow. Before this workflow, let's create this path everywhere. So I do have this part 1. Okay, so here I do have this file. Okay, so this is showing everything checkpoints here. So I'm having this value as well. This would be my traffic part here. Okay, so this would be my handling data set and everything will be there. Okay, so I'm having this access point and having this everything here. So I'm going to provide this run cell after each part. So I'm going to create this one so that I can access this value here. So what is this? This is common part 4. So what is this one? This is common path, and let's see here inside this workspace, this is common path. I'm going to copy and copy full path and go back here inside this one. I'll have to replace this path from this common one so that every cell can access this file here. Okay, let's close this one. Okay, now I'll copy this cell after every cell so that we can access all the raw data cell here. So I'm going to paste this workspace so that I can access this common file, and this will be accessing all my variables and all my necessary portions. So this is the common file where I'm going to access from other resources. So I'm going to replace this path where I'm going to having this part 4 common. I'm going to replace this cell also so that we can access this part here. Okay, so I'm going to replace this function. We do not have any role here, so I'm not going to paste it here. Okay, let's go back here. Inside this, I'm going to create jobs. Can you see? This is showing create jobs here. So unnamed task is there, means I need to create some task here. Okay, so in order to create this value, this new jobs, let's make sure do we have all the workflow and all the workspace. So I am going to click on this workspace where we had all the files and all the notebooks. Can you see this is showing part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All the notebooks are here, and inside this run new jobs I need to create this value here. So here I cannot see any name here, so I'll have to assign some name. First task, should I need to load any lending job, so I'll have to provide this text name. So I'm going to load to bronze. So this would be first part here. Okay, so I'm going to provide this value where I'm having this notebook, and this would be the source path, and let's path would be my load to bronze table. So I'm going to confirm this one, and this would be my job cluster. So generally we had two kinds of cluster. First one is the existing for all clusters, and second one is the job cluster. So generally we will use here our job cluster because it will enable that job cluster, and it will disable that for this small run cell only. So for this I am having only all purpose cluster, so it will take time, so I am just using this cluster only. Okay, let's see, we had another parameters. What kind of parameters we had? So I'm going to run that parameters as well. Okay, so I'm going to add parameters. This is showing the add keys and values. So what is this add key? This is my add key is environment, and value is dev. This is for my dev catalog or widgets. If you remember, we were created there. Okay, after this attaching this cluster, you can go back here and just see what kind of numerical we had. Now here I can see I'll have to provide some name, and this would be my job cluster, and I'll have to create this value here. Okay, so I'm going to create this value, and here you can see this would be a key and value. Let's create. Okay, so I'm just creating another add task, which would be a notebook again. So I'm going to create this notebook, and let's assign this task name, and this would be taking care by my silver traffic. So I'm going to create this silver underscore traffic. Okay, and this would be my notebook, and source is workspace, and what would be the path? This path would be my silver traffic transformation. It will perform some transformation. Okay, and again choosing this load dependency is already there, and this is showing run if dependency. Multiple options are showing here, but I'll choose all succeed only, which will showing all dependency have executed and succeeded. And let's create this key. This would be key is again my environment, and this value would be dev only. Let's create this task. Okay, in a similar way, I'll create once I have completed this silver task, I'll add another task using the same notebook. I will name it as with some particular value. So what will be the name? It will depend upon next value. So this would be my silver Rhodes. Okay, so for silver Rhodes, I'm going to assign the notebook, workspace is same, and let's see, this would be my silver road values. Okay, so I'll be selecting this part 5. This would be my silver road transformation. Okay, so what we had done here, we had this one as you can see this is showing cluster, this is showing everything, and I'm going to see this one is the parameter, and this is the key is for my environment, and this would be for dev. Let's create. Okay, now inside this silver roads, I just selected this notebook which is having this silver road transformation, and let's see, I have parameters here. I have this parameter. Now add another notebook which is relevant to the golds. I'm going to as gold this one. So this would be type notebook, and select the path for gold here. This would be part 6. So I'm going to create this gold task, and let's create this parameter again. So this would be the this would be as a environment key and this dev value. Okay, let's create this value here. Now we have inserted everything here. You can see this is showing all the pipelines. Let's make sure this is showing fit to view part. You can see this is showing everything here in a proper sequence way. And here I can see other option, run on different parameters or run now. So we can see this add triggers options also. You can add triggers in this schedule file arrivals and everything, but I'm going to run this pipeline manually, which is run now. So if you can see this is showing trigger, if you can select view run, you can see this is showing the status of my pipeline which is running now. And if I go here timeline, it will be showing here. So once this is succeeded, it will create my this traffic part here. Okay, if it is success, then it will show my silver road here. If it is success, it will move my gold pipeline. So in a similar way, I am just traversing from one location to another location, everyone. Can you see fraction of second, within fraction of second, it's running my silver traffic, and it's running my silver roads and gold as well. Okay. Here you can see this loan to bronze succeeded in 24 seconds. If you can see this silver traffic is there, this is succeeded in 46 seconds only. If you go back here in silver road node, this is succeeded in 42 seconds only. And when I'm looking at gold there, this is showing only 45 seconds, which means within 2 minutes this all these pipelines are running. And if I go back here in the timeline, you can see this is showing my timeline where I can see this when this which task been got succeeded and got completed. Here you can see other options also, when it was started, when it was ended, what is the job ID, and what is the compute resources I'm going to use. Everything is showing here. So here I can see the pipeline here. Now you can see, if I go back here in my playground option, where I can see all these table, updated table, previously it was 80,000 something. Now I can see 92,000 because entire pipeline has been completed. Here you can see this file is again 76 showing. If I run this code, it's updating to 304 because pipeline has fetched more data now. In a similar traffic, how many rows I have? 18,546, but now it's updated 92,734. In a similar way, I can see this silver road is having 76 only, but now having 304. Now we had 1856. This gold traffic is having 9273. If I want to see this gold roads, I can see 304 updated now. You can upload more files in your raw traffic directory in the landing options, and inside this, if you are updating and run your pipeline again, you will find more and more rows here. This is how we just completed this pipeline and running all these end-to-end project for our layer. This is raw, silver, and traffic, and everything is perfectly fine. If anything is going wrong, you won't find this updated rows in each table, which is showing our pipeline and jobs are executing end to end flow perfectly fine. Thank you for joining here.